Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, or more importantly, hello, peeps. I would just like to tell you, I would just like to open up Eric Top 10 Fascinating People of 2014 with a little shout out. I would like to say happy birthday, Uncle Sean. Yes, today is Uncle Sean's birthday. That is why I decided to upload this episode on Uncle Sean's birthday. So I would like to say, Uncle Sean, I hope you have a wonderful, amazing, awesome day on your birthday, because you truly deserve it. You are one amazing father, you are one amazing uncle, and you are one amazing father figure. So happy birthday, Uncle Sean. I love you.
Gotta be. Spitting words like I won the lottery. They all say tickets are stolen in Hollywood like a robbery. Leaving my family, that's how it's gotta be. Even if my loved ones disagree. Let's hope this ticket is guaranteed. I only did this rap shit to make daddy proud. Now I'm sitting here in this empty house. I put my heart in the game. At the end, shit can't be the same. Lost my loved ones for the fame. Wish they would pick up in.
So, for the past few years, I've been getting together and I've been doing these special shows. One of them, let's just say, I take certain people who I find interesting and I put them into a group and I call that show Eric Top 10 Fascinating People of that Year. Well, guess what? It's time to do that show right now. This is Eric's Top 10 Fascinating People of 2014. Thank you for watching this special episode of the Eric Show, Eric Top 10 Fascinating People of 2014. Now, let's kick off the show with number 10. Who I think is the most fascinating person of 2014. He is Chris. If you don't know who Chris is, I'm talking about Chris Barnyard. Not Chris Lopez, Chris Barnyard. I find Chris Barnyard one of the most fascinating people of 2014. Some may say I'm wasting my time and why the hell am I putting him on this fascinated list. Some may say he is fascinated. I am one of those people who find him very fascinated. I'm sorry to break your little hearts, but I do really find Chris fascinated because I get that Chris has gone through some hard times. He went down the bad route of life. But now he is getting back on the life path and trying to make his life better, which is all good. I mean, we all make mistakes, and now it's time for him to get better. But why I find him fascinating is because he whines. I mean, he whines more than Prince Skylar. And let me tell you something. When Prince Skylar is cranky, he whines a lot. Okay? Any baby whines a lot. Okay? Now, but Chris, he whines, and to me, I think he whines excessively, like overbearingly, okay, and I think sometimes it's like, I don't know, he just whines for bad reasons, if that makes sense, okay. I will use this as an example. Uncle DJ took me and Donald to a big time wrestling event, which is an independent wrestling show, and we had one more ticket. Me, Donald, Uncle DJ, and we had one more ticket. So, Donald decided to take Chris, and Chris got in the car when we picked him up and stuff like that, but as soon as he knew where we were going, he started whining, he started bitching, he was starting to be rude, and I find that that's unacceptable, okay? Sorry, and Donald had told him that, okay? If he really didn't want to go, then don't go. But that going like far into detail. That's really why I don't find him fascinating. I just find him fascinating because he whines, and I don't think he at a point of his life where he shouldn't whine as much as he does. That is why I find Chris Barnard fascinating. Now let's move on to the number 9th person of the fascinating list. The 9th fascinating person of 2014 is, let's just say, he goes like this, ho ho ho! And he goes, Merry Christmas! And he goes, have you been good or have you been naughty? You get it. I'm talking about Santa Claus. Santa Claus, I added Santa Claus on my fascinated people of 2012 just because, to me, I find him fascinating. I don't care. I just find him so fascinating because we all, as little kids, grow up thinking Santa is real, but then a certain part of life, we somehow find out that Santa isn't real, and to me, it takes the fun out of Santa. Because if you ask an older person, like if you ask a teenager or a young adult how they feel about Christmas, they hate Christmas. And they hate Christmas because the attention is not on them. Santa is not a surprise, or Santa is fake. And I find, if it was up to me, okay, if I wasn't known, if I would have a chance, tell me the truth about Santa, or just let me live life thinking Santa is real until a certain part of life, I would have said, tell me about Santa, because I don't want to live my life off fun and in a certain time, me hating Christmas. I don't hate Christmas, but if I did, I wouldn't want that to go about like that. Okay, and I just find it interesting and fascinating how we, let's be honest, I try to be honest on this show, I try to be controversial, let's be honest, we lie to our kids about Santa Claus. Santa Claus is not real. Okay? So the whole lying about Santa Claus up until a certain age, that's the main purpose why I find Santa Claus interesting and fascinating. Okay? Because, why are we lying to our kids just until, he or she gets older? That's the part I'm confused, I find fascinating, I find interesting. It's weird to me. But yeah, Santa Claus is one of my fascinated people of 2014. Now, let's take a commercial break because, my magical producer behind me, behind the green screen, is screaming at me and saying we are overdue, or we're about to be overdue for a commercial break. So let's take a commercial break. During the commercial break, pay attention because I'm gonna hint at the next fascinated person. We'll be right back with Eric, Top 10 Fascinated People of 2014. Welcome back to Eric Top 10 Fascinated People of 2014. I'm your host, Eric Moser, the most controversial talk show and alive, if that makes sense. Alright, so I hinted at the next fascinated person in the commercial break. Now here we go. The 8th fascinated person of 2014 gotta be my best friend, Donald. I find Donald fascinated, and I put him on the most fascinated list, is because, first of all, he is fascinated. Second of all, because what he been through in the year 2014 was awful. Okay? If I went through, I kind of went through what he been through, but the person I'm talking about, if the person was my mother in that sense. If I went through the same thing he went through, I think I would have like a mental breakdown or something. I would need to be locked up in the loony bin for a few months. Because I wouldn't know what to do, or at least I would think I wouldn't know what to do for a few months. I would be really depressed, really sad. So, with what he been through in 2014, and how he reacted, and how he is so strong, I find him one of the most fascinated people of 2014. Because, like I said, I would no lie, I think I would have a mental breakdown. I might not have a mental breakdown because I would have people around me, but other than that, I might have a mental breakdown because he is being really strong right now, or in 2014. I mean, yes, there are some moments where he is really sad, and there are moments where he doesn't know what to do. But with help of others that really care about him, obviously he gets better. But overall, he's really strong about it, and he's just one of the most fascinated people I know. So, to my best friend Donna, one of the most fascinated people of 2014. Alright. Now let's move on to this next fascinated people. Yes, I said people. So the 7th most fascinated people of 2014 are the Mosers. The Mosers, I'm going to say the Mosers are one of the most fascinated people of 2014. And when I talk about the Mosers, I'm talking about my grandmother, children. My mother, Madre, Auntie Peggy, Auntie Fruitcake, which is Auntie Sissy, Auntie Ugly, which is Auntie Rita, and Auntie Missy, and obviously Uncle Sean. Those Moser, not the rest of the family, just those 6 people. Those 6 people who I call my mother, and my aunt, and my uncle, I call fascinated. Because a little of the same reason why I call Donna fascinated. I find them fascinating because, no lie, those people, before what happened to Grandma, some of them, at least most of them, have always fought with each other. Always. Okay? They always fought with each other. We didn't really do Christmas and Thanksgiving and Easter and things like that. And they will really say hateful words with each other. I mean, there are some of us who stay together and suck like glue, like the Sugar Land song. But them, the brothers and sisters, them used to fight. They were bitter. They would call each other names. And I'm not talking about the simple sibling rivalry. I'm talking overboard. But after what happened to Grandma, they are back together and stuck together like glue. Okay? And now they are talking. Now they are becoming friendly. We are doing more holidays. We are doing more family reunion. We are doing more stuff like that. And that is why I find them fascinating. Because before my grandma had passed away, they were arguing. But then when their mother had passed away, they went back together, and now they are slowly becoming a happy family, and I find that fascinating. Really, really fascinating. I mean, it sucks how they came together, but at least they came together, and my grandma is up in heaven, smiling down and just saying, my family is together, and that was awesome. So that is why the Mosers are one of my fascinated people of 2014. Now again, let's take a commercial break, but do not go away. Do not change this video, because when we come back, I'm going to show you more of people But not normal people. More fascinated people. Do not go away, because in that commercial I'm going to hint at the person, the next fascinated person. Hello and welcome back to Eric Top 10 Fascinated People of 2014. I'm your host, Eric Moser. Now, in the commercial, I hinted at the next fascinated person. Who should that be? The next fascinated person is my favorite little sister, Kiana. Kiana has, I have chose Kiana to be one of my fascinated people of 2014 because she's amazing. Simply, to put it simply, she's amazing. Sorry. She took her GED. She took that GED and she went to college and she studied nursing. Okay? At the same time of doing the GED classes, doing the GED test, the college courses, week after week after week, at the same time at all of that, she was taking care of Princess Renaya, Prince Skylar, Eddie. Okay? And taking care of them meaning cooking dinner, bringing them to daycare, and they need to have family that time. They need to have mommy and son time, mommy and daughter time. So they need to do all of that, and still hanging around with my mom, me, Jordan, AJ, all of that. She did all of that, all in the same year. I'm just gonna say this. If I had to do all of that, I may have a stroke or something. Okay? But Kiana did all of that for a few months. Okay? And that is why my favorite little sister is one of the most fascinated people of 2014. Alright. So the next most fascinated person of 2014 is the most amazing, the most beautiful, the most lovely Grandma Marianne. Grandma Marianne is one of the most fascinated, sorry about that, she's the most fascinated people of 2014. And I chose her because she had lost her son, she had lost her daughter, and she is fighting breast cancer. All of that. And she is fighting as strong as she can. She is also one of the strongest people I have known. And she still is fighting breast cancer because cancer is a fucking bitch. And she gonna keep doing it. I know she is. She's one of the strongest people I know. And that is why I find Grandma Marianne one of the most fascinated people of 2014. Now, let's move on to, actually, let's take a commercial break. During the commercial break, pay attention because I'm going to hint at the next fascinated person of 2014. Let me tell you something. He is going to be awesome. That's all I'm telling you now. Watch the commercial break and we'll be right back with Eric's Top 10 Fascinated People of 2014. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching Eric's Top 10 Fascinated People of 2014 on Uncle Sean's birthday. But I hinted at the next fascinated person of 2014. Can you guess? Tweet at me at Eric Plus Moser to see if you are correct, and I will tell you. And if you are, I will give you some type of gift card. Keep it at $2.99, friendly, whatever. Only if you are correct. Now, let's move on to the fourth fascinated person of 2014. The fourth fascinated person of 2014 is Uncle DJ. He is one of the most amazing people I know. Okay? He is like that father figure to me. Okay, he's just simply amazing. He does every little thing he does for someone else. Okay, I don't think he takes 5 minutes for himself. Maybe for 5 minutes, but maybe not. I don't think he takes 5 minutes for himself. Okay? But the 5 minutes that he does, he probably eat it. But any other thing, he doing it for someone else. He doing it for me, he doing it for Donald, Mackenzie, Chrissy, Grandma Marion, anyone. Okay? That is how awesome he is. And that is how amazing he is. And that is why he is one of the most fascinating people of 2014. Alright, so let's go to the third fascinated person of 2014. He's another uncle, and he's another father figure. He is the awesome, he is the amazing, he is the fighting Uncle Sean. Uncle Sean is the third most fascinated person of 2014 because the same thing. He's amazing, he's awesome, and he does anything that you need and that he can for anyone. Okay? Literally, if you need help on your car, you pick up the phone and you say, "Hey, Uncle Sean, what are you doing this weekend? Do you know how to do this on my car?" I'm not even going to say anything because I don't know how. Cars. And you do. I mean, if they do, then, I mean, if Uncle Sean does, then he would say, "Yes, I know what wrong. Want to bring the car to my house, or I would go over to your house, and I would fix it." If it's family, he probably won't charge you, or he will probably charge you cheap. He probably won't charge you because that is Uncle Sean, and that is amazing. That is how amazing he is. He would do something, anything, for himself. I mean, sorry about that. He would do anything for everyone else for them. Because that is Uncle Sean, and that is how amazing he is. Alright. Now that was the third most fascinated person of 2014. I sadly have not picked a second fascinated person of 2014 because I couldn't pick it. The second and the first people that I had chose to be number one, I had to keep at number one. Okay? So, this year there will not be a second most fascinated person of 2014. Because this year, number one is two people. And let me just say something without hinting it. These two people are two of the most strongest people I have ever met in my entire life. You will find out who are the most fascinated people of 2014 when we come back. Thank you for watching. Eric, Top 10 Fascinated People of 2014. Hi, I'm Eric Moser, and I have an announcement regarding the Eric Show. Now, you remember that contest I did a few years ago, want to be a co-host? Contest? Well, that is back. Do you want to be a co-host with me? Come on down. All you have to do is comment this video below and tell me why I should pick you to be my co-host for an entire week on the Eric Show. So it can be the Eric and Joey Show for a whole week. Just comment telling me why I should pick you to be my co-host. That's all. Simple, right? Go try it. Hello, peeps. Thank you for watching Eric Top 10 Fascinated People of 2014. Welcome back. And I'm about to announce who is the most fascinating people, not person, people of 2014. It's simple. The most fascinated people of 2014 are 1, my beautiful grandma, and 2, my beautiful Auntie Debbie. Those two, Grandma and Auntie Debbie, are the two most strongest people I have ever known. They have both fought a battle of cancer. Cancer, like I said in the previous segment, cancer is a fucking bitch. Hashtag that. Because it's true. Cancer is a fucking bitch. And I can't stand it. And it seems like so many people are getting it these days. And it really sucks. Because like I said, cancer really does suck. But Grandma and Auntie Debbie fought it. Sadly, they lost to it. But they did not lose to it without fighting. Because they fought. They are the strongest people. They are the strongest women I have ever known. Grandma fought it and fought it and fought it until she could. And same thing for Auntie Debbie. The only thing that I can think of when I think of those two women are love. Love and strong. Because they are the strongest, loving people I have ever met in my entire life. And I am 25 years old, and I can say those things about those two people. Rest in peace, Grandma and Auntie Debbie, and I hope you are having a blast wherever you are. Thank you, and I love you. Now, I would just like to say thank you for watching this year's edition of Eric's Top 10 Fascinating People of 2013. Now, I will be back next year in 2016 to do the same thing for Eric's Top 10 Fascinating People of 2015. So who do you think is going to be fascinated in 2015, in my opinion? You can tweet me at Eric+Moser and tell me who do you think that I would think would be fascinated. We will all find out next January 2016. Thank you for watching this edition of Eric's Top 10 Fascinated People of 2013.